What's going on, guys? It's Roganeman here, and welcome to another video. I'm going to be quickly going over a Radio Times article that recently came out around Doctor Who. I wanted to cover it because it's got something interesting about it. It's got a quote, and it's been interviewed by one of the previous showrunners of the Two Davies, and he said something interesting that we did have before with the Doctor Who universe, but we don't anymore. And I feel like it's more relevant now than ever, especially with characters like Captain Jack returning in Revolution of the Daleks, and so many other. We had Class in 2016 in the Moffat era. There's so much potential with the show at the moment, but it's just not being capitalized on by the current writing team and by Chris Chibnall. So I'll leave the link to the article in the description below, but I'm just gonna cover this main quote really quick and then give some thoughts on it, because it's quite interesting. So Davies continued, "There should be a Doctor Who channel. You look at those Disney announcements and all those new Star Wars and Marvel shows, you think, we should be sitting here announcing the Nessa Adventures or the return of Donald Noble, and you should have the 10th and 11th Doctor crossing in a 10-part series genuinely." And I agree with him. There's so much potential with the Doctor Who universe. Shouldn't just be one show. It should be a bunch of spin-offs, and he even says it in this article. His quote is saying, "I was running an empire, but God, did I do my 10 years too soon?" Obviously, we know from 2005 to 2010, he was runner of Doctor Who. He did Torchwood and he did Sarah Jane Adventures, and he was running all of those simultaneously. So there's no reason why the current showrunners can't do spin-offs. It's not like it is a difficult job to do, but it's not like it can't be done. Especially with Doctor Who being reduced to 8 episodes a year now because of the COVID crisis. So it's confusing to me why Chris Chibnall isn't capitalizing on it, but we could get an announcement this year. We could get an announcement that Torchwood is coming back. We had the whole setup at the end of Revolution of the Daleks with Gwen being referenced, and Jack obviously being prevalent throughout it, and him coming back in Fugitive of the Jadoon. So there's potential for Torchwood to come back, but there should be more. Like he says, you've got Disney, you've got Marvel, you've got all of these different Star Wars, you've got all of these different big IPs. They're all launching all of these different TV shows, and genuinely, if the BBC gave the budget to Chris Chibnall and the team, or if Chris Chibnall and the team wanted to, they could expand this universe. And Doctor Who doesn't have to be a thing that's exclusive to the BBC. They could have a streaming channel. They could have anything. As long as they got the backing behind it, they could genuinely make a TV empire like Russell T Davies says that he had when he was running it. And a Doctor Who channel isn't a bad idea. Maybe the TV viewing figures have been going down over recent years. Many more people are watching it on catch-up, watching everything on catch-up, or just streaming things. Obviously, Doctor Who left Netflix in the UK at the start of the year, but that doesn't mean that we can't get a streaming service specifically around it. Heck, the BBC even have their own streaming service with BritBox. There's no reason why it can't go on BritBox, or we can't get spin-offs on BritBox with I'm not saying like an MCU style budget, but just something that's more higher budgeted than what Doctor Who is. And I know Doctor Who has looked good in the recent years, but that's because they've cut down the episode count. They don't have as much CGI, and all of the budgets that they need to stretch across 12 episodes went down to 10, and now it's 8. So there's the budget there to do it. There's so much that they could be doing with the show, with the IP, that's just not being tapped into. So I don't know. I think that Russell is right. There should be more. It's just down to the current writing team and really what they want to do with it. Obviously, the Sarah Jane Adventures ran for from 2007 to 2012, or 11-12, and it only ended because Elizabeth Sladen passed away. He probably would have continued it. There was plans for a season 6 where they left Bannerman Road, in fact. So there were plans to go on. I don't know with Torchwood what was going on. Obviously, there was the ending of Miracle Day that was not picked up on, but who knows? I know John Barrowman has been flying the flag to bring Torchwood back ever since it left. That man loves that show. He really wants to bring it back. But I don't know. I really wish that the BBC would work on more around around the IP. Like I said, if you want to check out the full article, I'll link it in the description below so you can have a full read of it, because it is an interesting read. Marvel and Star Wars and just Disney in general are brought up quite a bit throughout this article. It's quite clear that Russell is seeing what these guys are doing with all of their big budgets and all of that, and he's saying, well, there's no reason why Doctor Who can't be doing that. And he's right. That Doctor Who has various different spin-off medias. It's more than just the show at this point. It makes more money probably from its merchandising, like the comics, the toys, the Blu-ray releases, all of those things, than the TV show alone could ever do. Whereas in the Russell T Davies era, yeah, the show probably was the leading factor, but now the show has so much ground and so much influence. I mean, heck, it has bars and restaurants, it has Comic-Cons themed around it in America. It's more than just a British niche show now. It's a whole IP, which in itself is amazing. For a show that started in the 60s, got dropped in the 80s, and now is back from 2005 to now. If the BBC just let it die off, it would be sad. And there's not much you can do about it. I mean, at least we don't have the showrunner like we had in 1989 with, I don't know his exact name, but the showrunner in 1989 wanted the show to fail, so he deliberately tanked things to make sure the show was taken off the air. I don't think Chris Chibnall wants to do that. In the quotes that he's been given recently about Series 13, he's excited to go back on set. You can tell in his scripts when he gets it right that he's really passionate about the show. I mean, he's not a bad writer at the end of the day. It's just, I don't know. Maybe the showrunning job wasn't for him. He took it when he was pressured. I believe he took it being pressured into by the BBC, but we don't really know any of that for a fact, and that's just pure speculation at this point. So, at the end of the day, all you can really do is hope that the BBC decide to capitalize it, or they use the streaming service they have, because they have all of Classic Who on BritBox. There's no reason, like I said, that we can't get something like Vanessa Adventures, or The Return of Donna Noble, or even the 10th and 11th Doctor teaming up. David Tennant has been in more Doctor Who media than he has been since he left in 2010, in 2020 alone. He's done so much for audio, he's done so much for the comics. He's been in the comics. The 10th Doctor has been everywhere last year, and he's continuing to be everywhere this year. I mean, even Big Finish managed to get the 9th Doctor to return. I doubt he's ever going to come back to the TV series, but it's just, there's so much going on with the show at the moment, and it's not enough of it is being capitalized on TV. It's all off TV where the show's making waves. Like, you had all of the lockdown stuff on Twitter, on YouTube, on every other platform apart from the TV. And the TV is Doctor Who's home, and that's where they should be capitalizing on it, but they're just not doing it enough. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just wanted to quickly talk about this article that came out today. I've kind of went off into a little bit more of a rant, but I got some of my opinions out there. Yeah. If you liked this one, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!